I'm Lucas Ribeiro. I'm Brazilian copywriter. I would like to hear from you. I don't know what do you think about it. Like, how can we make the words as important as the visual? Like, because as I told you, like I'm a copywriter, so I want to hear from you as a designer. How is your point of
Mhm.
view on this? And yeah.
Really good question. I'm not saying that the visual from this presentation, I'm not saying that the visual is more important than copy. I'm just saying that how we at Design Army think, because like, you know, the people who work at Design Army are like probably background as an artist, and they get into this industry because they are like artists and they become designers. So the way they think, you know, they're thinking with drawing. So like me, as an example, not even my team, like when I go to the client meeting or brief, they would say something and I would write a couple words, not so much sentence, and then I draw. So I take the information and I draw it. I take information and I draw it. So that's our output. Whereas you take the information and you write it. And you know, Sam, who's in my team and see here too, she's a writer. So you know, you take it for. So I love good copywriting. And there's a difference between the first campaign that I show you that is just visual first, sound design, no word, right? Because it's Hong Kong ballet versus a Georgetown optician. That's also visual first, but the copywriting is so good. If you like look at it again, the copywriting is make things very understandable. You know, it's like, because the visual first is like abstract art. It's like, okay, like you have to make the interpretation. When the word that come in and pair perfectly with visual, it creates a sense of unity and clarity for the campaign. You know, eyes say more than word, right? Silent revolution. I mean, it's like the word is what sum up that whole entire movie. So copy is so important. I love good headline. Sam, do you have anything to add?
Hi, everyone. No, I mean, Pum, I think that's, you do love a good headline, but I love that the visual always informs the headline. That's always such a powerful way to start. So I'll leave it at that.
But I love and sometimes though, like even we create a recent campaign for athletic shoe. The visual is so good, but it's like, what's the messaging? And then like we work with a copywriter and he came up with a tagline that is so tight. It's like, oh my God, that's so good. You know, a copy has so much value to the visual, and when the tool is really strong, it's even better, in my opinion.
I'm sorry to jump in and to ask again, but and how to describe or how to tell a client an idea that is like basically visual. I understand that there is a line at the end, but how to like to tell a client to explain a script that is so visual.
You have to be, you know, like you have to be really good teacher. Remember, like when you were young and you have teacher who you go to school and he just teach like and there's a teacher who's just like, once upon a time there's this world of, you got to act it out, like take acting class if you have to. You need to be like, let's say if you don't have your partner and he does not know, like you don't have your partner and you have to sell the idea, you can sell with your word, but you have to tell the story in a way that the client would understand. You have to take them through the journey. For me, client presentation is not a presentation. You are taking the client to a creative journey with you, taking them to that ride and taking them to that, you know, ideas. And in a way, they should feel like they are part of the creative process too, not just like they are being pitching to the idea. So they're going to be like, yes, no, maybe, I don't like it. And then we all like crush. And I think that's why we show the sketch, because it's more like a process rather than like a final product, a final execution.
Yeah.
So how can copywriters sell the work? You got to act it out.
Great.
Make like act like the script is like I said, the perspective, like the old man's voice. Once upon a time, we are taking you through the journey of, I mean, like, don't make a presentation, don't put on the presentation, you have to put on a show, and it has to be entertaining.
Yeah.
When you sell the idea.